Mr. Cox, what's going on, brother?
How you doing there, sir?
Man, I'm doing well, man. Ready to do it again.
Yep. Let's get into it. Tell them what we're gonna talk about today.
All right, man. Looks like we're gonna do our NFL, top five again. I got some changes coming. And we're gonna talk about the NCAA a little bit. The rankings just came out this evening. And then we're gonna talk a little bit about some entertainment news. And then more importantly, we're gonna talk a little politics about where black people are, man, and what we should be looking at.
Right. Okay. And hopefully we can get a segment in the next couple weeks where we're only talking about that period. We
Yeah,
won't really
I
talk
like
about
that.
nothing else. That's important because I'm hearing a lot of stuff, and I'm frankly really disappointed with our so-called leaders and our so-called, like you always say, don't listen to entertainers and sports and athletes and stuff. The stuff I'm hearing from them is very troubling to me, really.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and get started and get into it with Sulayman's top five.
All right, man. Really quick, man, since we got a little late start. But number one is Detroit. Detroit's balling, man. They to me they're the best team in the NFL right now.
Detroit.
Yeah,
Let me write that.
Detroit's number one there. My number two is Buffalo. I know Buffalo every now and then, man, they lay an egg, but I wouldn't want to play Buffalo in the playoffs. So they're my number two. My number three is KC. I still think KC's coming around, man, but they don't look like the KC that won the Super Bowl last 2 years. So I don't know, but they're still my number three. Then I'm gonna go with brotherly love, man. Go with the brothers out of Philly. They balling, man. I don't trust their defense as far as I can throw them, but when Barkley get going, man, Barkley is unstoppable.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm gonna stay with them at four, and then I'm gonna go west a little bit in Pennsylvania and get Pittsburgh. That's my number five.
Yeah. Hey, look. I like your top five. I really do. Uh, you know, Vikings don't get no love.
Right.
I think the Vikings only lost 2 games, I believe.
I think they lost 3, but still,
3,
I mean,
yeah.
9-3, man.
Yeah. They don't get no love. I think they got to hover around there somewhere. They got a strong team, and all they do is win.
Right.
I'm sorry that my Ravens fell out, but I've been saying this all year long. The Ravens are inconsistent.
Yep.
And there's something going on with Jackson. I don't know what it is. I mean, I can't put my finger on it, but for some reason it don't seem like he's reading the field. It don't seem like he's going through his progressions, or he's rushing through his progressions or whatever. Last week against Philly, no disrespect to Philly, but we should have beat Philly pretty bad last week, especially if we got away at that 2-score lead.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that we would have beat them really, really bad, but I think we were the better team. We just didn't play better that day,
Agreed.
And when you do that, ain't nothing you can say about it, Nothing you can say about it except for, hey, Philly won. Something's going on with Lamar. He's not. I just don't think he's falling back in the pocket and he's just jumping around. It's like he's looking
happy
for something,
feet, man.
Can't find it, huh?
He getting happy feet.
Yeah. He's looking around and can't find it. Then he turns around and start running around and still can't find what he's looking for.
Right.
And like he said in his press conference, his mama cursed him out because she said there's at least 3 or 4 times you should have ran for it. You were out in the open and you didn't run for it. Yeah. So he had a good press conference, and he pointed out a lot of the things that I just said. So I'm just speaking on my team. Detroit is strong. Detroit is don't seem like I thought Detroit would kind of slow down a little bit, and I thought it was like a pipe dream, but Detroit still looks strong. Buffalo, Buffalo got the weapons to beat you anywhere, anytime. Their quarterback has been a beast this year,
Yep.
running
Agreed.
and throwing. Running and throwing. He's been a beast this year. I don't trust KC. I don't trust KC because you can't keep winning or playing on borrowed money. You just can't do it.
Yep, you're 100% right.
And they're playing on borrowed money. They keep just winning, just getting by, just winning. And people say, "Well, don't care. Don't count how many you win by, how you win, just long you win." It will count sooner or later. It'll catch up with you. It
Yep, I
always does.
agree. Mm-hmm.
Always does. Philly is just a beast. I still don't trust their quarterback that much. As long as they give it to Saquon, they good.
Yep.
I think
and keep that defense off the field.
yeah, it get that crunch when it come down to crunch time. If they get behind, I think even though they had a success in getting back in front of Ravens, I think that they'll have problems if they get behind in the playoffs or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know for sure because their ground game is so good,
Right.
good.
Yep.
So I have no problem with your top 5 at all, none whatsoever. So I think we can go on to some sporting news and talk about a little bit about. Let's go back because we failed to give our particulars, how people can reach out to us and everything.
Oh shoot! I'm sorry. You're right, man.
Yeah, we failed to do that.
All right, so on YouTube, Gents Making Sense, we got lots of content up there, people. All you got to do is hit our page. You're gonna get months and months of content. You can reach us on social media on X at Gents Making at Gents MS, as well as on Spoutable at Gents MS. We put our content up, all of our shorts up the next day or the day after. And you can reach us at gentsmakingsense at yahoo.com.
Yep, that's it. Thank you, sir. Really appreciate that. It's important that we get your support. We will come back with a new look in the new year. We're gonna try to keep our format. We're gonna try to get some guest speakers up here. We're gonna go out and get some people and bring them in. Hopefully, some interesting people that are out in the community doing great things, and try to get them, show them some love and everything.
Yep.
So that's what we're gonna try to do next year. For right now, I think we have some of the best some of the best content out there right now, as far as just us talking about things that we see and we feel in the community. And I want y'all to know that our program is not scripted. We do have a guideline of what we want to do, but none of the stuff we say or do is scripted.
Yeah, I appreciate that, man. I was going to say that, and I apologize, man. I'm coming down with a cold, so all the viewers, please excuse my voice. But, I want to make sure that we highlight that our content, man, is from Black men that are doing the right thing in the community. We are not anti-entertainment or sports or movie star, but we don't think our community should be looking up to those individuals as spokespeople for us. We are spokespeople for ourselves. Those guys have talents that we don't have, and I have no issue with going to see them and paying for their movies and paying for their events. But I do not want them to be the spokesperson for Black people. That should be us, people like us, our parents, people who live every day. So I just wanted to put that out there in case anyone ever has any doubts about where we're grounded.
And that's good. That's good to know. And we need to say that these are our opinions. It's what, like I said, it's from our lived experiences and stuff. You may not like what we say, but we got some content that we think you should hear.
Yeah.
So give us a shot, y'all.
All
So
right.
let's talk about this NCAA stuff that comes out here. So the next to last iteration of the college football 12-team playoff is out. And already there's a whole lot of controversy about who's in, who's probably in, who's out, who's probably out. I got a lot to say about it because
Go ahead, man.
yeah, because personally, all I got, and I've said on our chat, group chat, is follow the money. That's it. If you follow the money, you'll see where all this leads. Go figure. Big 12, Big 10 got 4 teams in, supposedly. SEC got 4 teams in, supposedly. So if that's 8, do the math. There's only 4 more teams that can get in out of the whole country.
That's right.
Out of the whole country.
Yep.
So why don't they just stop putting on this farce and just say what it is? The best football is in the SEC and the Big 10, and we're gonna have an SEC Big 10 championship, and y'all go and do rest of y'all go and do whatever y'all want to do. You know, go to the Liberty Bowl, go to the Alamo Bowl or somewhere like that. Go do something. Just leave us alone. I think that's what they should go ahead and say, because there is no way, in my opinion, my humble opinion, I don't think Alabama should be in consideration for being in anybody's top 12. I really don't. I don't care how strong the SEC is. You playing in the SEC, win on the field.
Right.
Win on the field.
Yep.
If you lose, take it like a man or a team and just get out of there. You know, let somebody else play. You know,
I agree.
But it's all about the money. Alabama is a drawing power and everything. And guess who they will have them seeded against if they play? If this holds up, Alabama is ranked number 11. I want you to know Alabama is ranked number 11 in the country, and they're still sneaking their way in. And they want them to play Notre Dame at Notre Dame.
Right.
That's a money grab, y'all.
Yeah.
That's a money grab, and that's all it is. That's all it is. The top 12 teams are, well, Miami falls in that top 12. Miami has only lost 2 games. Alabama has lost 3.
Yep.
I saw one of the committee guys today on TV, and he tried to explain that Miami losses are worse than Alabama. Miami 2 losses are worse than Alabama's 3 losses. And that Miami hasn't played good for the latter part of the year.
Man, please. Alabama lost to Vanderbilt. Stop it, man. Come on. Stop it.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Let me see. Vanderbilt ain't even in the top 25, are they?
I don't know, man. Did they? No, I think they lost to Tennessee this week, right?
Yep, they're not in the top 25. Another team that's not being considered is Army. Army is 10-1. Army is 10-1. They're not being considered. They're number 24 in the country. Memphis is 10-2, and they're number 25. They're in a Power 5 conference now. I wish they stopped calling these conference Power 5 like they're on equal turf.
Right.
They should say Power 2, SEC and Big 10.
Right.
Power 2, SEC and Big 10. And then all others.
We know that's what it is, man.
That's all. And then all others. That's what they should say. I mean, call it what it is and stop making a farce out of this thing. And everybody complaining. Nobody's happy. Nobody's happy, Hart.
Right.
So all I got to say to all y'all unhappy sports fans is follow the money.
Well, this is what people ask for.
Kind of like they did with the presidential election, huh?
This is what people ask for. And now you're getting it. You did not expect for Texas, teams like Ohio State, to not get into the playoffs. I mean, you know, I'm a Buckeye fan, and shit, the way they played against Michigan, they don't deserve to be in the playoffs.
They're number 8 in the country, though.
I know.
Number 8 in the country. They did give a nod to Boise State and SMU. But guess what's going to happen? Whoever wins between if Alabama beats Texas, that's going to knock Boise State. I would go so far as to say one of those are going to get knocked out of there, or they'll knock Texas out and put Alabama in there.
Right.
And they'll reshuffle the top four, and that would make if they put Georgia over SMU or Boise State. Where is Georgia ranked right now?
Georgia's what? Where is Georgia?
Georgia's ranked number 5.
Number 5. Okay.
They're already over Boise State and SMU. Okay. Right. I'll let you finish this up, but my thing is follow the money and win on the field. Shut up.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have much more to add to it than what you said, man. I mean, yeah, it's about money, and we know that. And you got to keep in mind, man, the ESPN controls the playoffs, and their flagship conference is the SEC. So they're going to put as many teams in there that they can from the SEC. The Big Ten and the SEC are the big money conferences. That's why they got 8 of the 12 teams. If they really wanted to keep it to what was on the field, they could have said only the top 2 teams get in. If you make it to your championship game, you get in. That way you got 4 conferences that at least get 2 teams in. And then you pick an additional 4 teams, from outside the major conferences. But they didn't want that. They wanted essentially to get the majority of the Big Ten and the SEC teams into the thing. So that's all I have to say.
That's it. Yeah.
When people need to realize that this is a game, and not a game, meaning in football, but it's entertainment. And ESPN is an entertainment organization. So they're going to ensure that we have entertainment during the games.
Yeah, exactly.
Simple as that.
Yep, simple as that. Okay, so breaking news, political news in particular.
Yep.
One of the biggest breaking news was Biden's decision to pardon his son the correct one, and why?
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna tell you, I got no issues with it. I got no issues with it because we know that all the other politicians up there would have done the exact same thing. More importantly, that Hunter Biden has never been in politics, has nothing to do with politics. He's a reformed drug addict that did something stupid. Why this even got to the point that it got to is because his father was the president of the United States. So let the man be pardoned. Let him move on with his life, stay clean, and take care of his family. We know that the incoming president would have done it for his kids, and every one of those Republicans that are complaining about it right now would have been behind it. So as far as I'm concerned, he did the right thing. This was silly from the very beginning, and kudos to the president for having some guts to do it.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so my take on this is yeah, I think it was a correct decision for his family. He had to do this for his family because his son was about to get shipped off for a long time.
Yep.
Because Donald Trump and his administration won't have the kind of thing that they won't have the integrity that a Joe Biden cabinet will have,
right?
And stuff, and they would have stopped at no end to get him found guilty and put him in prison as soon as possible. So I think he did the right thing. The thing that he's getting a lot of backlash about from the mainstream media and all these political type pundits, and even Stephen A., who I really signed off from this week, and the Breakfast Club with Charlemagne the God and DJ Envy. All of them are so up in arms. Biden shouldn't have said he was gonna not pardon his son. He lied about it. Everybody on TV, he lied about it. Why did he lie about it? Now they asking this man, why did he lie about this when we got a person in the office that's a felon and every third word that come out of his mouth is a lie. Mm-hmm. Every sentence almost that come out of his mouth is a lie. But now they're equating this. They've gone so far. Stephen A. and Charlemagne the God in particular have gone so far to say that the Democrats don't have the high ground anymore. Democrats ain't never had the high ground. All politicians lie. Come on, y'all. Let's stop fronting. The thing about it is the Democrats have been sneaky with theirs, and the Republicans are in your face with theirs. Yep. They lie to you, and then they say, "Yeah, I lied. What you gonna do?"
Oh yeah,
you know. Uh-huh. So this stuff about they so all up in arms about this is so crazy. I think it's a non-issue, and they need to be looking at what the Republicans are doing in Congress with this DEI thing. Once again, I keep looking at this, and I keep getting good new information every week. I get new information when I look at this, and this week's new information was that not only are they trying to change DEI rules and everything, they're trying to change the civil rights law. Mm-hmm. They're trying to change the civil rights law within all this, And I got another clip that I want to play this week about that also. This time is from Congresswoman Stansbury when she's speaking about this, and just want to play a little bit of this for you, so you can see it and everything and hear it. Sure. Let me cue it up. We can continue to talk about what they're doing with this while I cue this up and everything. Mm-hmm. But this is the kind of stuff that's sneaking that the Republicans are sneaking while y'all are looking at other stuff. They sneaking around putting this kind of stuff out there,
Right.
Okay.
Let's
get at it.
Just had a letter introduced into the record from the Heritage Foundation that is supporting this bill because of misguided efforts to essentially stoke segregation, division, and create a
from the Heritage Foundation
narrative. Essentially, is what this letter
authored the Project 2025.
But what is particularly peculiar about this massive bill that's been introduced, and I want to note that the co-sponsor of this bill, or this primary sponsor of this bill in the Senate, is Mr. J.D. Vance, our vice president-elect, is it literally, as the title says, is about dismantling diversity, equity, and inclusion programs in the federal government. It revokes executive orders. It amends the Civil Rights Act, and it amends other parts of the federal code that protect our federal employees. And then it has this peculiar section that the ranking member talked about, which is actually essentially creating lists of federal employees and contractors that would never be eligible to work for the federal government again. Now, we have a word for that in common parlance. We call it blacklisting.
Yep.
And blacklisting comes from the 1950s, when here in this House of Representatives, there was a committee on un-American affairs that was convened under Joe McCarthy. The purpose of that was to purge the federal government and to accuse federal employees and blacklist them from future federal employment. So I'd like to say, welcome to the new House Committee on Un-American Affairs and to the new McCarthyism, because we have arrived here today with this bill. So let's talk about what exactly is trying to be accomplished by this bill.
Yeah, she did. That was funny.
The upcoming administration, which the vice president-elect is participating in here. Now, okay, let's take the argument to its logical extension that this is really about making sure that we have qualified individuals inside the federal government. So my question is then, why is the president-elect choosing absolutely unqualified cabinet secretaries to be at the head of every single agencies? We've got now a worldwide wrestling executive who's going to run education. We've got a sexual predator who was about to have a bipartisan report released by the House of Representatives to be our AG. We've got a Fox News commentator who's going to run the military for us. So if my colleagues across the aisle want to talk about qualifications, they want to talk about efficiency, they want to talk about the federal workforce, then let's talk about it, because you're talking about putting into place leadership in these federal agencies who are absolutely unqualified, who are dangerous, and know nothing about the agencies that they're about to be appointed to lead. So this is not about qualifications. This is not about having a qualified federal workforce. This is about laying the ground for the purge that they plan on January 20th and in the days afterwards. And we know that because the very organization for whom the chairman just submitted this letter of support is the Heritage Foundation, who wrote Project 2025, which gave.
There you go. There you go. I just want to share some of that. That's right on the head.
Look, man, I mean, we've talked about this on multiple occasions. We know what they're doing. And this is why I'm so much of an advocate of our people not listening to entertainers, movie stars, athletes. They are not qualified to speak on the stuff that they speak on. What gives Stephen A. Smith the qualifications to talk about anything political? You got your start as a hand-me-down basketball player at a Division III school, and you are a sports reporter. You don't have any education in reference to what is happening in this country, but yet we put a microphone in front of this guy's face all the time. It goes back to what I was saying a couple weeks ago about us allowing the media to determine who speaks for us, letting these people go into our barbershops and put microphones in front of these black men's face as if they're the ones that speak about the black community. It's no different with Stephen A. Smith or Charlemagne the God. I mean, come on, dude. You allow people, you let people call you Charlemagne the God. That in itself is disqualifying to speak about anything in our community. You know, this concept that the culture, I hate that terminology. What's that mean? What does it mean to be in the culture? I'm not 20 years old. I'm not 30 years old. I am a grown man. I get up, I go to work every day. I take care of my family. I don't give a shit about the culture. And we as black people need to stop listening to these fools. Ice Cube is another one. You know, all these black, Steve Harvey, all these men running around making money off of our misery, and we're putting them in front of microphones as if they have something positive to say about the black experience. I'll let it go with that.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is, and you're speaking nothing but the truth, and you should keep on saying it. And why do I keep putting these little clips on? Because maybe somebody will be looking at this and they can see what's really happening.
Yeah,
what's really happening.
Right.
That makes sense. I don't care who he tried to put in office. Because it is what it is. Either that person or that person gonna get voted in, or that person gonna get voted out, right, one way or the other. But this kind of legislation that changed the Civil Rights Act has an effect on everyday people. Yep. And guess what? I bet you could go outside your house right now and talk to 20 people. Out of 20 people, you might find one that know this is happening right now.
Right.
That know that this is happening. I would go so far as to say you could go into a basketball game with about 5,000 to 6,000 people in there, and you could ask them, do you know what kind of legislation is trying to pass through the Congress right now? and probably maybe 200 people in there might know. And out of those 200, maybe 100 care.
Yep.
People don't care till it hit them straightforward at home, and it's right in their face.
Well, but the reality is, it is right here in your face.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when you're not going to be able to buy a house because they're going to try to write it where they can discriminate against you. If you take out DEI policies and civil rights policies, then essentially they can determine who they want in their neighborhoods. We essentially are going to go back to after World War II when we had red line districts, where they keep anybody who they don't want in their community out because they are legalizing racism. They're legalizing discrimination.
Just like the Congresswoman said, they trying to write into a bill blacklisting.
Yep.
They trying to, and they put names in there of companies that they don't want to do business with no more.
Yep.
Oh my God, man, that's something illegal about that right there. You know.
Well, it is illegal, but I mean, if we as a people continue to allow it to happen and keep putting our trust in our our lives, our children and our families' lives in the hands of people that don't care about us, then this is what you get. You know, when you got people who are on that side that share our reflection, who act as though what they're doing is not happening because they get a little bit of money. You know, Byron, not Byron, but the congressman I want to say is from New York. The black guy. You know, he's one. Clarence Thomas. I mean, yeah, Clarence, you're sitting at the top up there, but all the people who share your reflection are getting cheated, are getting treated unfairly. Sure, you'll take care of your family and, your wife and your kids, but everybody else is going to suffer.
Yeah.
Those are the type of people that we need to shun and remove out of our community. You want to be over there with them, then go live with them and be with them. We're fine with that. But don't come back over here and try to come to the barbecue. Don't come back over here and try to come to the family reunion when they kick you to the curb like they did Candace Owens, like they did Stacey Dash, like they done multiple black people.
Like they do everybody, every black person. They do. They're just there for a minute.
Right.
Now, if I could kind of change the subject just a little.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Just a little bit. I'm going to point out something that's going on in North Carolina that I believe Republicans are using as a yardstick or an example of what they can do in the federal government and how they can change things. I'm gonna set the tone for this by saying North Carolina, even though Kamala Harris lost North Carolina elected a Democratic governor, a Democratic lieutenant governor, a Democratic secretary of state, and a Democratic state attorneys general. For the top position they elected. They won a lot of new seats from the Senate and the House of Congress, House of Representatives. They no longer have a super majority like they've been having over the years. So what did they do in a lame duck session? They write a law.
Took all the powers away.
Which will strip the powers of those four positions. And because they have a supermajority, the now governor cannot, even though he vetoed it, they override the veto. The new governor coming in will have an opportunity to do something. I forgot what it is, but it's not, even though it passed, it's not signed, sealed, and delivered yet. But right. This is what they do. Now, I'm gonna show you how they hide a lot of this stuff too. This is just a snippet that we're gonna listen to about what North Carolina passed about a year ago.
North Carolina's legislature is now exempt from the public records law that governs other branches of government. As WUNC's Colin Campbell reports, the change came alongside a major expansion of the legislature's ability to seize documents from state agencies and private contracts.
North Carolina law allows the public to obtain a variety of documents from state government and its elected officials, their emails and their meeting calendars. That transparency law still applies to the governor, local mayors, and agency leaders across the state. But a provision in the newly enacted budget bill now cuts off that access for anyone seeking records from state legislators and their staff. It says the lawmakers themselves can decide what to make public and which documents to delete or toss in the shredder. Brooks Fuller leads the NC Open Government Coalition, which opposes the change.
They have every incentive to leave you in the dark if there's a record of something unflattering or that might not be politically advantageous to them. And my belief is that that's probably what most legislators are going to do.
Legislative leaders wouldn't say who asked for the provision to be added to the final draft of the budget, but House Speaker Tim Moore defended the change.
I think we received a public records request to every member of the General Assembly for every bit of correspondence for the last 3 years. Now imagine how much that would cost to produce that. They're designed to add to cost and harass, and ends up costing the taxpayers money. So how do you balance that with ensuring that the public has full transparency?
The move has few defenders outside the legislative building. The conservative John Locke Foundation, the State Press Association, and many Democrats have called for the language to be repealed. The change also removes transparency from the redistricting process underway this month. In the past, documents used in drawing new congressional and legislative maps were released after the new districts were approved. That won't happen this year, prompting criticism from Democratic State Representative Tim Longest.
It shields precisely those records on matters where folks from both sides of the aisle have said we should be more transparent, drawing district lines.
As the legislature shut...
That's just a little bit there.
I do.
I mean, it's right in your face. Yeah. And Joe Biden, pardon his son, and the world lose their panties and shit.
Right.
They lose their panties and shit. And this is going on right here, right now, in your face, and nobody's really talking about it. Look, some of the news organizations are talking about it tonight, but it's been going on for a long time, but they're talking about it now tonight, you know. Yeah. So when you redraw your district, we don't want you to know how we came to it, because you know y'all might, man, please, come on, man.
They know what they're doing, man. I'm telling you, they know what they're doing. They want to take United States back to where they can do whatever it is that they want to whomever they want to do it to. They want to try to make you bend the knee, you know, trying to pass policies where you have no say-so in it. And that's the whole point. They can't win with their policies, so they set up policies, a lie, and get ignorant people to vote for them, and then they change everything where they're the only ones that are in charge.
The crazy thing about all this is a lot of this stuff comes from down south. Most of it comes from down south. And what states are always asking for federal dollars? Southern states, Florida, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, some Texas. All of them are asking for, they always have federal disasters, and they get federal dollars from all taxpayers. So why can't they play by the rules just like everybody else? You know,
they're not gonna play because they never play by the rules, man. I mean, here's the thing. I've always said, look, when you look at the DEI affirmative action stuff, if you're as good as you think you are, if you're so superior, as some of these white folks like to talk about, if you're so superior to me from an educational standpoint, from an intelligence standpoint, then why can't you win if the playing field is even?
Exactly.
They can't. They know they can't. So let's set the stage where we have the advantage.
Yeah.
That's what they want to do, is set the stage where they have the advantage, where they are going to get all the jobs. They're the ones that get all the money, the contracts, and then other people don't. That's what they want. And, you know, people in this country, particularly from a lot of these poor states, not just the South, you got people from Wisconsin and Pennsylvania, Ohio, poor white folks who voted for this man. And he's going to do nothing but take away everything that the Democrats have put in place for the last 50 years. All these people running around talking about Social Security. If they get the opportunity, they're going to take Social Security away from any future people coming up.
Yeah, and it's really sad what they're doing, and it's even sadder that they are making progress in this stuff. They're making progress in their attempt to snatch democracy away from the people and everything.
Yep.
It's really sad. Now, one of the other things we wanted to talk about. Well, we'll go. Do you have anything else that add to that at all?
No. I'm fine. We can move on.
Okay. So what we're gonna do now is go into a little entertainment news. I left this open. I will go into mine real quick. This weekend, I had the great pleasure of going to the movie theater with my daughter, my youngest daughter, and we saw Moana 2. We enjoyed every minute of it.
What was it?
Moana 2. You know, the Rock movie, Moana 2.
The Rock. Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
the animated movie. Okay.
It's a movie that she saw when she was younger, and she wanted to go see it again. My thing is not the movie. The movie was great. Movies like that are good, feel-good movies are always good. And I think that's why kids get along better than adults, because most movies that kids go see are feel-good movies. Right. You know, adults go see movies where people are killing each other, cursing each other out, and calling people by their names. So I don't know, but I always have fun when I go to the movie with my daughter, because it's always a feel-good movie, you know. But I'm gonna kind of splice that a little bit and talk about my experience of going to a theater, which I don't go to very often.
Mm-hmm.
And now I know why I don't go, because it was awful, really. You can buy your ticket online, you can go there, but you still stand in line, and you got one person there that's scanning all these people that's trying to go, and you got Moana on 4 different screens and stuff, and you know it's gonna be a big, you know, turnout, but you got one guy with this handheld thing that's scanning your tickets, and you're in line. And then when you get past that line, you look at your refreshments, and there's 4 big lines, and they got 8 counters, but they only got 2 open.
Yep.
And then they open 1 more, and by the time you get ready to get to the end, they open 4 more, and the movie already started.
Yep.
You know, they wait till the movie started to open more lines, and then you get to the line, and then you got to pay this exorbitant amount of money to eat there and everything. My daughter and I got what they call the special, where we got 2 large drinks, 2 nachos with cheese, and a big box of popcorn, and it cost me $51.
Oh yeah.
You know, I could have went and got a big steak for that, you know,
yep.
and sat in my house and looked at it, you know. So
you could have bought all those. You could have bought 5 or 6 days worth of that stuff that you and your daughter could have used at home.
Exactly. Yep. So the thrill is gone with me as far as going to the movie theater. I really don't want to go again, but if my daughter asks me to go, I will go with her. But the thrill is gone where it comes to movies and stuff. I got 2 grandkids that I got to take to the movie theater. I'm quite sure to try to get that experience with them. But you know, children's, you know, adult tickets are like $17, and children tickets are like $12.95.
Mm-hmm.
So I looked at this, and I looked at Amazon, which brings first run movies to Amazon in about 2 weeks after they release. 2 to 3 weeks after they release, they bring them on Amazon, and you can buy them for $19.99.
Yep.
I think that's a better deal.
Dude, I got every streaming services out there. I got Max, I got Netflix, I got Prime, I got Paramount, I got Peacock, I got them all. And it's still cheaper than going
to the movie theater.
But so go ahead.
So that's what I got for entertainment. Go ahead.
No, and I mean, I should be honest with you. I don't have a whole lot to say behind that. I agree with you. I went to see Gladiator 2.
Yeah.
And it was similar, you know, 27, 28 bucks at the concession stand, you know, a shitty service. You know, you go into the movie theaters, my feet are sticking to the floor. You know who's cleaning it. You know, I mean, that type of stuff. I don't know when I'm sitting down. I always bring, you know, like some wipes with me because I wipe the seat all before I sit it because they don't wipe them down.
Exactly.
You know, and you pay for these overpriced movies. And you know, and you get piss poor service. But you know, hey, Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, you know, Kentucky, it's Biden's fault that the groceries are expensive. No, it's greedy companies who know they can charge you that amount of money, $100 to go see a movie. I'm old enough to remember when movies were $3.75.
Exactly. That's
you know, no, I feel you, man. It's painful and it's not going to get better, man. I'm telling you.
And what's so bad about it? We were so happy. We were going to the movie theater. We get there, we got a line to stand in to get checked in. Then when you get checked in, you got a line to stand in to get your food. And then they slowly open up lines. And then your movie starting, and what was fun now turns into anxiety and stuff because I paid all this money to come see a movie and I got to walk in late because you can't serve me on time, you know?
Well, I mean, because they don't pay the people that work there any amount of money, so no one is worth their salt wants to work there.
Yeah.
You know, they treat them bad. They don't give them any benefits. You know, why work there?
I mean, my daughter looked at me after I paid the money for the food and she said, another example of American capitalism.
Right.
See,
exactly. It's not the people that are destroying America. It's the greedy corporations and the greedy companies.
Yeah.
So that's the people who are doing it. You know, people like Elon Musk, who's a billionaire multi times over, but he's still out here getting $19-20 billion worth of contracts for his shitty companies.
Yeah, exactly.
People like the dude at Facebook dude.
Mm-hmm.
You know, all that money.
They're not spending their own money. They're not spending their own.
And they're not doing anything for the people who make them what they are.
Exactly.
None of them are. I mean, you know, you have all this money from Facebook and you do nothing for the people who are helping you become a billionaire. Nothing.
Just me. Donald Trump has started his own oligarch system in the United States.
Right.
That's exactly what it is, an oligarch system in the United States. So we're going to get ready to kind of wind this down a little bit.
Yes, sir.
And we just want to give you a preview of what we're going to talk about next week. Next week, we're going to talk about Black America.
Yes, sir.
In particular, Black men. We're going to try to get them Black men. We're going to raise the profile of Black men, get them out there on the forefront so that we know that they're there. And we do know that they're there, but we're not. And so anything you got, just give them our particulars and everything, and we can get out of here.
Once again, man, check tomorrow, the day after. Go to YouTube. You'll see our shorts on there. You'll see our entire episode. We're going to put everything up on the social media platforms, Spoutable and Twitter. Just search Gents Making Sense and you'll get all of our content. And please subscribe so that you can get all of our new stuff that comes out.
Do it now or I'll hunt you down. Smash like.
Okay, I'll be in your city in the next couple of days, man. Right. Hopefully we can connect this time.
Oh, we will.
Pretty soon I'm going to see the grandkids and everything. I haven't seen them since surgery and stuff. So I'll be up there for a little while.
All right, man. Let me know when you get in town, man. So
okay. Talk to you soon.
All right, man.
Peace out.